right. Here we are.
Another week. It got to be Friday right quick.
I know.
Real quick.
I feel like the weeks fly by faster and faster.
Mm-hmm. Working from home, I was honestly, when I took this job, concerned that I was going to be bored. I really did. Like, I'm like, how busy can 14 clients keep me?
Yeah.
Real busy.
Real busy.
Yeah.
But you have to stay motivated at home.
You do. And I don't struggle with that part of it. That's not my problem. I actually do better at home with less distraction. But yeah, I really didn't think 14 people. And I assume a lot of our new hires, they're probably like, what is 8 people going to do for me? That's, especially when you come from like a background where you're managing a caseload of 40, 50.
Yeah.
But no, they keep you busy and the weeks just terrorize us. They fly by.
I don't know how it's Friday. I don't know how it's Friday. We started telling everybody during the interview process that we'll give you the work. We'll give you the caseload. You have to bring the motivation, because we've had people that cannot work from home. They simply cannot work from home. And they're like, no, I can't do this. I have to have that structure. I have to get up. I have to leave the house. I have to go to an office, punch a clock, come home, and be done.
At this point, that just feels like torture. I'm not going to lie.
I don't know that I could go back to an office 40 hours a week.
Oh, I know I couldn't. You would find me wandering. I'd have to use it would be like school again, like using the bathroom twice an hour, every hour, talking
Can I have
to
a
people.
hall pass, please?
Yep, raising my hand. Like it would not end well for me. I'd have if I went back to like an true office setting, I would have to be in the field some days, like home visits, because there's just no way.
Oh,
you'd have to strap me down.
I would find a reason to leave.
Nope, I wouldn't make it. One of my daughter's friends works in a factory and she loves it. I'm like, gosh, and it's conveyor stuff. It's like repetitive. Even my husband's job is repetitive. I'm like, oh gosh, you'd find me wandering. I would be fired so fast.
I did. I worked at a factory once in my life and it was horrible. Stand here and pack these boxes. Nope. Like 2 minutes have gone by. Another minute has gone by. Please get me out of here.
15, you're like, nope, my skin is now dripping off my body. Just get me out of here. I'm leaving for lunch and not coming back.
Right. We're part of that. Yep. Going back to orientation. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So another week has gone by. It was busy. We, more so for me on the housing side than the support broker side, but we've got lots of referrals, lots of fun stuff in the works. Recruiting is getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have rebalanced, I think. I think we're recalibrating how we're rolling about it.
I absolutely love how we have pivoted.
Yeah.
And we pivot a lot. We pivot. I think that's one of our biggest strengths is our ability to adapt and pivot and identify what's not working any longer and where we need to go with it. But I think that the job boards have me fired up this week.
It's been exciting. I don't much care for doing phone screens. That's not a secret. But I got to talk to some cool people this week.
Yeah.
I did. And that always relights my fire. Because my issue with phone screens is that I feel like I'm talking to the same person over and over again. So when I get someone on the phone that is just really cool, I'm excited. And this week I got to talk to a lifelong mechanic who was talked into trying home health care. I don't know what brought him to needing it. Maybe he lost his job. I'm not sure. But he fell in love. And he's like, you couldn't pay me mechanic wages to go back. And I'm like, awesome.
Yeah.
And he's not really been doing it all that long, but he's working for a larger company that has a not so awesome reputation. And he's leaving because he feels so strongly that resident rights are not being upheld there. And he doesn't want to participate. So he's new to this industry, new to the disabled population, and can identify that people are not being treated okay. You're going to make it.
You're going to make it. Yeah. You're just a natural at that point.
Yep.
That's amazing.
So he's interviewing with one of our Shawnee members today. So I'm excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. So that relit my fire. So and just the flow again. We're getting a flow of applicants again.
I struggle with doing phone screens back to back. Because I feel like a robot where it's you're talking about the same, especially when you're talking about the same position over and over. So I have to have a break in between. That's where I struggle. But I would agree, when you get that one person on the phone and you're talking a half hour to 45 minutes and it's natural, it's free flowing, I love it.
Yeah, and then passing the good ones along, especially when they haven't had a good one in a while. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You get to make someone's day.
Yeah. Yep. I've been just doing a lot of different research this week on the job boards and the different type of job boards. And I mean, it's no secret. There's one that I absolutely don't like.
Mm-hmm. Bane of my existence, but also the bread and butter.
Well, and I think it's just because it's familiar.
It's very familiar.
That's the only reason. And I'm to the point where it's like I am looking for our next teammate in Central Wisconsin, and that has been my sole focus. But I'm to the point where it's like, it's not on the job board. All I'm doing is searching the same people over and over again. They're not there. So I've been trying to find, where are they? Where are they hiding? Where are our fellow burnouts that just love what they do but need some better work-life balance?
Yeah, and I don't know where they're going. I always go back to like grassrooty type stuff. Like, I feel like the same way print is coming back.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, we know connection is where it's at.
Yeah.
But like, where do we connect with them?
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be probably more grassroots, like, word of mouth and people who know people that make genuine connection.
Yep.
But
we've seen a shift, job boards to socials again, social media. And I feel like you're right, that it's going to be that connection based, and how to grab them, how to grab their attention, and how to explain what we do in a short.
Yeah. How do you grab their attention on the complexities of what we do in a short amount of time? So whether that be a very quick, like, email blast, a very quick Facebook post, or even the job descriptions, we've definitely learned over the years that less is more. Less words.
Yep.
Less words. Even one of our members called me out on that. She goes, "That's too wordy." And I'm like, "You're right, but I thought that's what you wanted, and clearly it's not. So sorry."
Yep. Well, and that's why getting them more involved, and we keep talking about that, more involved. It's your job. You tell me what you want in it.
Yep, like, your outcome.
We can put the base together. You put the personality into it.
Yeah. Oh, I've had so much fun with that. That's been my favorite part. With the way that we've changed, is that I get to write job posts in the first person. And that has been fun. That has been really fun, because I'm getting to know these members on a different level, so that I can kind of speak for them, but like through their voice, and then showing it to them, and they're like, "Nailed it. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's perfect. Let's do it."
Yeah.
Or they give their feedback, and they're like, "You didn't quite get it.
Yeah.
Try this."
Yep. Trying to grab their personality. Incorporate that into it.
Yep. And I kind of got a crash course in the current members that I'm recruiting for. So I've had to learn a lot about them and their community. And because recruiting in a small area, you put too much detail into a job description and everybody knows who you are, which is okay some of the time, but sometimes they don't want their next door neighbor to know that they wear a brief.
Absolutely.
Or that they need specialized assistance in the shower. Like, so, trying to like find a balance between too much and too little, and also being personal, but not being overly, vulnerable, because they don't have to be if they don't want to be.
I come from a small town, and I can absolutely relate to that. It's like, oh, you're from this town? I wonder who that is. Like, I wonder if that's so-and-so. So I can absolutely relate.
Yeah. One of our members has a longtime caregiver, and she's very, very connected to the community. And she goes, "Just send me the name. I'll know them." And I'm like, "Cool, you're like my little sea cat."
Yep. That's what I love, because when we're sending them over, it's like, have you heard of this person before? And when you are from a small town, chances are it's very rare they're going to say no. Or they can just ask somebody, or ask a neighbor, like, "Do you know this person?" Or ask a worker. And small town connections, it has its pros and cons.
Yeah, they're real. And it's not something that I'm used to, because I'm here in Appleton. Yeah. You just get lost in Appleton. You're a number. Yeah. You're an address.
Yeah. Instead of you're big, you can say Appleton, and that can be anyone.
Yeah. Like, I'm in a big city, so I've never experienced anything like that. So a little bit different to learn.
I'm in a town where I can walk the entire town. So
it's so funny.
There's only so many people.
I could not even imagine. Not even imagine.
Yep. So we're doing a lot of just adapting, a lot of pivoting, a lot of changes for the better, changes for the best, and really focusing on setting people up for success, even outside of us being present.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's one way that we've changed internally is that we've shifted our mentality to prepare all of our members for the day that they no longer have us on services. And I want to continue working with every single one of them, but the reality is that's not my choice.
Right.
And so, yeah, setting them up so that they have the tools needed to do this independently should they need to or want to.
So I guess that could be, we can thank DHS for that one. The changes with Iris it really made us look at the way we're doing things, and the service code changes and all that fun stuff. We had to look at it like, all right, they're losing our services. They're losing our support. What can we do next to help them continue on? Yeah. So I did a little bit of research, and as of April of 25, they had 27,000 people enrolled in the IRIS program in Wisconsin.
How many?
27,000 in 2025. Okay. So
a year ago.
I couldn't find the numbers for 2026 yet. But that's more than I thought. I did not realize that they had that many.
That is a lot.
So can you imagine? Another topic I'm really fired up about this week is the onboarding process. I am frustrated.
Walking into the building, I was talking to Ale because I was struggling. Yeah. And I just got another email from another support broker too. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't understand I do understand. I do. But if we're looking at 27,000 people, possibly more now in the next year or within a year, going to one fiscal agent managing 27,000 participants. And that onboarding.
And it's already slow.
It's already slow. So we are seeing a major shift from days to weeks. Just our team. Our team is really struggling with not only getting people onboarded because of the processes. The systems seem to be changing and we're not being updated on them. Or the system doesn't change and it's just whatever. It's person to person.
That's what I just said to Ale too, is that it almost feels like ability, even just on our small team. Like all of my support brokers are having very different experiences with the same company. And I'm like, why is it so different? Like, I don't understand. And I feel like I'm like, it just feels, and I've said this for a minute, and this is my feeling. It feels intentional.
But why?
That's what I can't put my finger on, because it just feels as if like we are like being set up to fail. But we are not failing.
No, it's not our systems.
Our members are failing because they are not onboarding.
Yeah. I started getting that feeling this week as well. Ever since you mentioned that, but I don't understand what the intention would be behind that. Because if we're frustrated, imagine what the participant and the member are feeling. Imagine what that new hire is feeling. We're lucky if we're pushing people out 2 to 3 weeks now to get onboarded.
I'm just telling them 3 weeks just to set the expectation low.
As a company, I can't say we can't do better because we're following the system. We're getting, as soon as they're making the offer, we are getting it sent over to the fiscal agent within 24 hours. So I don't want to call out fiscal agents. That's not my intention. But we need to have a better understanding of what is going on. Utilize us as a resource. That's all that we're asking. Yeah. Work with us. Communicate with us.
And we are boots on the ground.
Yes.
Like we're authorized for boots on the ground. Our company's built on being boots on the ground.
Right.
So like use us to we can go for. Like we can get signatures. We can bring our laptops. We have our own Wi-Fi. Like we're breaking the barriers. Like just tell us what you need and we'll do it.
Yep. But as a program, all in all, self-direction, as a program, we all need to do better at getting these new hires pushed through. Because by the time you're pushing them through 3 weeks later, and we're constantly following up with them every single week, this is where we're at, this is where we're at, this is where we're at, trying to keep that fish on the hook. 3 weeks later, they're like, I'm done.
Nope.
I'm done.
Nope. And like I tell people get jobs to get paid to support their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So whether that be a side hustle, they're seeking a side hustle for a reason. They have a car payment. They have a sick kid. They've got debt they need to pay off. They have a reason for the side hustle. So when you push them out 3 weeks, that doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
And
everybody has to work. Everyone has bills to pay.
We do too. Like,
right.
And what I fear is happening because we as a company are doing so much work to get self-direction acknowledged. You know, like you can make a career of this. You can have multiple clients. You can actually make a full-time job of this. We want to advertise self-direction as a legitimate option.
Yeah.
It is delegitimizing this as an option if we can never onboard.
No, you have your few that are absolutely amazing. And I mean, they're like, oh, yep, I got it. But them are the ones that are usually using it as supplemental income, not their main source of income. Because by the time you onboard them and then you go through the pay period, you can be talking a month, right? So just as a system in a whole, we all need to do better. We just, come on, we can push this out faster. We can figure this out as a team.
We definitely understand it because because we're in the members' faces. Like we see their heartbreak. We see that. We see literally their struggle, them going without proper, personal care, without groceries. Like we're seeing them real life. And maybe that's what's missing is that kind of like our policy that we don't recruit for people that we don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's what's missing, the human side of it on the fiscal end. And not that they're not working. I don't mean to say that, but like it's much easier to push a packet through when you know they haven't had a shower in 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta put that personalization into it.
Yep. And like on the one fiscal that we have always had issues with, a date that's in the wrong format is literally the reason why people are going without care.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be this hard. It doesn't have to be this hard. We're talking this. Our systems are not designed for people with disabilities at all. And that's where they should be designed. If you're expecting people to self-direct their care and to being able to be self-sufficient according to the system, then make the systems according to people with disabilities.
I got on my soapbox about that yesterday. Someone from the other region reached out to me for some guidance and that came up. And I got on my soapbox. I'm like, there's not a single thing that is designed with a disabled body or brain in mind.
No.
And they keep making, people keep making changes.
Yes.
And they're worse for them. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any sense, but all right, we're just going to go with this. I mean, there's not a single fiscal process that's set up for the blind or hard of hearing. Not that you really need to be, but for that population, it's not set up. We have an influx of people from, I think it's Kinyarwandan is the language. We're seeing an influx in that population coming into the community, and we're not prepared for them, but we're enrolling them into services. Yeah. There's one interpreter for that population.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Through our contract?
Yeah. Yeah, there probably are others. So then we're relying on kids to interpret for their parents, and that is so inappropriate. Yeah. That would never be, that is, I think it's against the rules, law, whatever it is, within the interpreting, if you are an interpreter, you cannot interpret for family.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but it's what we're literally using kiddos to interpret for their parents. And so there's we've helped many Spanish-speaking individuals, but there are, some are set up, but it's still a little tricky. Yeah. So it's not a perfect system. We've talked about this on every single podcast. It's just not perfect. But I think this week, because of what we're dealing with between the recruiting parts, being really frustrated with the fiscal processing, I just think it's a little bit more in my face this week.
I would like to see systems, whether you're a job board, a fiscal agent, a support broker, it doesn't matter. I would like to see systems that are designed, or not even designed, that are recognized for the people that you're serving.
Absolutely. I think it should be a requirement.
Yeah.
It's, hotels have to have X amount of their rooms to be ADA compliant, but yet we have complete systems set up for the disabled population that have no requirement to be ADA accessible.
Now you look at at IRIS. IRIS has, you have supports. That's great. You have resources. I guess I should say you have resources, right? A lot of the supports have been, well, should we say taken away?
Kind of.
So you're supposed to be able to self-direct 100%. That's what they're saying nowadays, right? That's what I'm interpreting nowadays.
Well, that's literally been said to me. This is a self-directed program.
They have to be able to do it.
They have to be able to self-direct.
So make the system designed for them to do it.
Right.
And not down to the fact, I get the government forms. I get the I-9 form. Yes, it has to be in the right date. That is a requirement. That is a law. I get it. But on an employee agreement form, to have a 4-digit date instead of a 2, come on, we can do better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Just to find a way to delay it. Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. And it's not a little delay. It's
a
kickback to a caseworker or iris consultant or caseworker's inbox, which then has to kick it back to us. Mm-hmm. So the delay is lengthy, and then we have to in turn drop everything to get in front of the member or the applicant, hunt them down, make the changes, get it back over, which goes in the iris really goes back to the caseworker, iris consultant, and back to the fiscal. So.
And now you're cutting out us on the iris side, and it's going from the iris consultant to the new hire to the member to back to the iris consultant, trying to track people down. You're working with people's schedules.
Yep. So. And like the member who this is currently or the participant that we are working with right now that will lose our services soon. She had to do her very own new hire packet without our assistance, and I got to see the back and forth in the email, and of course it was kicked back. Mm-hmm. And an already absolutely 112% exhausted family caregiver is the one manning this up.
Yep.
And she's never done it before, and she did it. They got it through. We're good. But I can't even imagine the stress that just added to caring for a loved one.
Yep.
On a 24/7 basis.
Yep. And working a full-time job. Yep. She does.
Yep. It hurt. This week has like killed my heart on the iris side because of some other situations that I was made aware of, and that could be completely solved if our services were still being authorized.
Yeah.
Not solved, helped. I can't
Supported.
say that I could have solved it, but I definitely would have jumped into the fire and done what I could.
Yep. Support goes a long way. And we're not doing things for them. We're supporting them. We look for support in our everyday life. Mm-hmm. Why do they not deserve the same support in their everyday life?
Yep, they're given.
That's what this system, I keep saying system. That's what this world is all about.
Yep.
Support.
Yep. And what we've learned too through really in this last 6 months, I would say this has come up so much more than it has probably my entire career, competency.
Yes.
The bar for competency is really low.
Yeah.
So there are lots of members that we work with over the years that may really benefit from having a guardian or being chaptered in some way, shape, or form just for more assistance, like more hands-on, really help. But the bar for competency is really, really low. So the people that could benefit are not able to get even that support because they don't qualify for guardianship, which is like one of those things that I'm like, it's good sometimes and bad sometimes, and it's helpful and sometimes. But even then, so like they are forced to be doing this all by themselves. Mm-hmm. Because they don't have
somebody educating them.
Right. But then again, with all of that said, just being allowed to authorize someone like us alleviates the need for someone to completely take your personhood away. Mm-hmm. But like our other participant who's like, well, screw it, I'm going to a nursing home. This is too hard. There's probably a lot of people that would say, screw it, take my personhood. Mm-hmm. I'll have a rep payee. You tell me what to do and where to be if that makes this bleeding stop.
Yeah.
Because at some point, everyone's going to call out monkey, like it's just done. Mm-hmm. Like, this is just too hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is exhausting to be exhausted all the time like this.
Right.
And fight for everything and every dollar and not understanding why your budget is this and not feeling ever like you're getting the answers that you need.
Lack of support.
Mm-hmm.
We need more support. We need more education. We need, this scope of service it truly is beneficial.
Absolutely.
Right? I feel like we have a good thing going on, and if I had to do it all over again, I would. I absolutely love what we do for the fact that we're there to educate and mentor and support people.
Yeah, I love
in
the
their
mentorship.
journey.
I love all the things that we do, but I love the mentorship.
Yeah.
I really do. That's been fun. And I think that's why I've really liked working with the few like young adults that we've had on our caseload. They're really fun for me. I have a passion for them. Yeah. They're like little babies in a way, because you can mold them. Not like we're like forcing them into a box, but like you can like give them the tools to like experience life differently than they were. And that's really exciting. And like helping them get their first job, helping them be successful. You know, the housing, like all those things. That's been fun.
Watching them flourish. A lot of people are just missing the tools to do it.
Yep.
And once they have the tools, watching them just flourish is amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. One of the young gals that I've gotten to know really well, she's in her own place now, and she's like a whole different human.
Yeah.
She's a whole different human, using a whole different vocabulary, advocating for herself in a way more powerful way. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
Like, it's been so cool to watch.
Yeah, I always love the fact that you're the employer. You get to do this. You get to do that. Well, I didn't know how to be an employer when I first started, right?
You have to learn.
You have to learn. How are you going to learn? You have to have somebody to educate you. I relied on mentors. I relied on people to tell me how to do things. I did my research. I did my education. If somebody just threw it in my lap, I wouldn't have known what to do with it either.
That's kind of what's happened to a lot of people, is they're not even aware they're employers. Yeah. So they get tossed in, and they're not even aware to do the research because they didn't know they were an employer. They had no idea. And so that's like, what? I get to do that, and the scheduling, and I can tell people when to be here. And even the proving of the time cards, like that is, they know they have to do it, but didn't realize that it was because they're the employer. Just thought maybe because they were in their home.
Or what am I looking at when I'm doing this?
Yep. And a lot of times that's when we get brought in, most of them are just signing.
Yeah, they don't know what they're looking at.
They don't know what they're looking at. No. And they're definitely not taking the time. I can't think of any of them that were doing the math to make sure that they were within authorized hours.
Right. Or within the service code.
Yep.
Or even with that, you have some members that are only using one service code, and you have others that are using 5 service codes, and you're like, what is going on
And that
here?
changes per MCO. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Not all of them are using the codes the same.
And even fiscal agents.
Yeah, it's super bizarre. Like, I'm not understanding. I'm still not understanding. Because even in my personal situation, I do personal cares, but I'm still only utilizing 5135, which is the supervision and companionship.
Right.
Which is a non-EVV compliant code. So I'm very confused.
Is that because you're a live-in?
Shouldn't be, because we have lots of live-ins that we're doing all 3 codes.
Because with live-in, you're exempt from
EVV compliance.
So EVV, electronic visit verification, which has been rolled out. I remember sitting through a meeting in this, and I think
2015, 16, 17.
Yeah.
So 15, I was in the EFH world. I think it was probably closer to 2017. Does that sound right?
I would say 17, 18 was my first meeting of it.
My daughter was born in 2020, and that was the year I do believe that it went live in the facilities.
Because I remember sitting in that room. I was in a home care agency at that point, and we were sitting in a room, and people were up in arms. The adult family homes. Oh, they were mad. They were up in the arms. This is going to cost me money. You might as well shut my doors. I can't afford this. It was a big thing. And then shortly after that, I left and came and decided I wanted to do this full time. So I was concentrating on this. But in this world, I would say it didn't start becoming rolled out until...
It was mandatory in 2024. I think it was mandatory in 2024. And even
it was like a soft launch.
It was a soft launch, and it was
very soft.
It was very soft, and it felt like it drug on forever. And actually, I said 2020, but I think they paused it in 2020 because of COVID. I think that it went, 2022 was when they started talking about it again, and then it soft launched from there. But yeah, I was in home health at the time when it actually went live, and it was horrifying because it affected your billing.
Yeah. So I don't know that a lot of people don't understand EVV. I can't say I understand EVV to its fullest. I understand the concept of EVV.
Yeah, I understand the concept. I understand the foundation of it.
Yep. To break down on fraud.
Yep.
People, they have to be where they are at to punch in. It's geotagged, all of that.
What's funny though? So one of the fiscals, and I'm sure they all have to do it the same way, but they all report it differently the way that I can see it. So on one of the fiscals, it shows as not in home, but compliant. And I'm like, but why? Because you can start your shift like at the grocery store, but the 5130 is not EVV compliant. It's the 5125.
It's the 50, yep. The personal care.
I don't get it. I don't get it. So there are still things that I'm just like, it probably makes sense to you guys, but definitely not to me still. But it's different because you can still be compliant. And I think what makes it compliant is the fact that they are geotaggable. So there's a way that they can clock in, which they cannot geotag. So I think that's what makes it compliant, because they can find you, I think. Yeah. But yeah, it's very, there's still some gray, there's definitely some holes in my understanding.
There's a lot of holes in my understanding, because some of them are like, they're using different apps, right? There's not one app across the board that everybody uses. So the fiscal agents use their own provider for EVV. I'm curious what other states do. Is this a nationwide thing? Is this a Wisconsin thing?
I think EVV was Wisconsin. So maybe that's why RFK said that he has no way of knowing what's fraud. Because maybe it's just Wisconsin. But I would have to imagine that everyone's doing something similar.
Yeah. I'll have to put that on my list of questions to ask when I go to this national conference.
Yeah. I did ask once, and I don't think my question was answered all the way because I still don't know. But I asked why they only care about the one code.
Right. The personal care code.
Yes, it's a personal care code. And I don't fully understand still why. That is the only, it's the nursing codes too that they care about, but that one in our world is the one that is EVV compliant. And because they don't care about the 5130. So it's like,
I feel like if you're going to commit fraud, it's probably going to be on the 5130.
It would be so much easier to do.
Over the 5125.
Because that would be like your grocery shopping, going to the laundromat, like those things, or like even cleaning. Like you could definitely just not do the cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, at that one, that's been a fun little, still don't get why that would be not as needed. But I'm not the government. I'm definitely not Wisconsin.
No.
DHS, I don't get it.
No.
But I do know that it caused a lot of panic. And it definitely caused, because it was not, our members were not educated on it. So they were just told they had to. And then they're like being threatened / penalized because they're not EVV compliant. Mm-hmm. And because everyone's using a different app and there wasn't like hands-on training on it, there's ways to be EVV compliant without trying. Like just clocking in your time. Like if you just enter your hours, that's not compliant. Mm-hmm. Even though you did it in the home, it's not compliant because they can't find you. So yeah, it caused a lot of issues.
It's on my list to have somebody come in and educate us on EVV because I would like to learn more about it.
I would too. I mean, it's not going anywhere.
It's not.
It's not going anywhere. It seems to be in for the long haul, unless they revamp it where it makes more sense.
Yeah. Another system that's not.
I would love to see some consistency across the board on that, and then there's just one system for it, but that's asking a great deal. Yeah, that is asking far too much. I don't see that
happening. It would be great.
Yeah,
it would be great because if you're with one fiscal agent and you decide to switch to another fiscal agent, their system's different. Now you have to get to know a whole new system. Sometimes the pay periods are different. There's not a lot of consistency across the board.
No, there's not. No, I would like to see that be better, and I would also love to see a way for caregivers that are going to work for several members within the self-directed arena, somehow be able to streamline that paperwork process. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that would look like. That's probably a lot of this data entry on the back end, but I would love that process to be a little bit more streamlined, because I can only imagine Susie over here who wants to work for this client and she went through this whole 3-week process just to turn around and do it again. I would be like, no, thank you. Not worth it.
Because every member is their own employer. You have to do a new packet. Every person you work with, regardless if it's the same fiscal, you still have to do a new packet because it's a new employer with their own EIN number. So you have to get enrolled through them. And Yes, sometimes it does. I've seen it where it does go a little faster, but again, there's no rhyme or reason. It depends on
whoever grabs the packet, I think.
Yeah,
I really
whoever
do.
gets it.
Whoever's desk it ends up on is, I think, who pushes it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a lot of ragging on the fiscals. We don't mean it.
We don't mean we love our fiscals.
Yeah, we love you.
We
love
really
working
do.
with you. It's the processes, not the people, not the company. It's
Yes.
the processes that we simply don't have an understanding of. So
Yes.
we still have love for
No.
our fiscals and all the people that we deal with on a daily basis. It's just that there's a lack of understanding.
And there is
Period.
a lack of education. I'm sure they can say the same about us of what we're doing. What are you
doing
do?
out there? I say that when we do the payroll review. I'm sure I was just telling Emily, I'm like, I'm sure they tell us or like look at each other all the time, like, what is Community Horizons doing? We can run that report.
Right.
We're doing it by hand over here.
We're doing it. Yep. Oh my gosh. Well, and that's the thing. They can run the reports.
Yeah.
And they can make it so much easier, but we're there mentoring the member on how to do it and how to find things in the portal and things like that. But our fiscals are great when we can call them and be like, help us understand this. My frustration this week, I did reach out to my contact at the fiscal and be like, what's going on? Why is this such a struggle? Why am I struggling here? And they're awesome at that. So, yeah.
I think at the end of the day, I think everyone does want to help. That is just it. Like, I don't think it's a malicious action. I think that all the things that are required because of the governmental policies make our job across the board just challenging.
Yep.
And we are dealing with Medicaid dollar, which has a high propensity of fraud.
Yep.
Got it.
Yes.
But like the ones that are paying the ultimate price are the ones that are going without care right now in an already existing caregiver shortage.
Yep.
Which brings me to RFK, which I already name dropped. But he
name drop it. Name drop it.
Well, he stepped in it and he did it. And he did it on TV. So he went and said that one of the reasons why Medicaid is fraught with fraud is because of family paid caregivers who used to do this work for free. In my community, in my parental community of special needs and of individuals are like real mad. They are real mad. Like, and I try to stay non-political. Like when I see it on like my TikTok and my Facebook, I watch it if it's entertaining. But the clip that I saw, I could not watch because it immediately said that it was because of paid caregivers or family paid caregivers. We're in a caregiver crisis. Who else is going to do it?
Well, let's go back. Let's go back generations where somebody was often home. Family lived with family. Family took care of family. The economy has changed how much? It has shifted how much? Who can afford to stay home and take care of a relative or a family member without having a full-time job nowadays?
No, not many. Like I would say almost none.
So if we want to go back to unpaid family, let's go change the prices back where people can actually afford to do it then.
Yeah, because back in like the 70s, probably 70s, 60s, the average household had one parent at home, typically the female who was the natural caregiver, caring for grandma, grandpa, in-laws, ex-laws, like their own children. Yep. It was
multi-generational homes.
It was the typical, that is just not, it's not feasible anymore. And honestly, so like some of the kiddos that we have, what are the alternatives? We have moms and dads doing RN level care, like real legit venting their kids, and we don't have enough skilled providers out there to come in homes and do that, and we sure as heck don't have enough facilities. Even if parents wanted to go a facility route, those don't exist either. No, I mean, take it back to institutional.
We have to look at where we were at prior to family paid caregivers. Well before the self-direction push, which we've recently learned was in the 80s. So they had institutions. Now you have to reverse everything that society did. Yep. Just to go back to having that again. My opinion.
And it didn't benefit anybody.
No.
Like those people, I mean, I had people in my AFHs when I first started in my career that had come from, like they had come from a asylum, essentially, the stories I was told. And they came to an AFH, and that's where they resided.
Yep.
So they were able to tell stories of what it was like there, and they were not thriving. Like, I think the percentage was close to like 97, 98% all discharged with hepatitis. Like, it's a crazy high percentage of individuals because of the lack of PPE, the lack of cleanliness. I mean, there's a documentary that will break your soul, but they lined all their patients up and showered them with a hose in their wheelchairs.
Oh my gosh.
And it wasn't that long ago. Like, it wasn't like it was 100 years ago. And the restraints and the chemical restraints and the forced medical procedures. And I had 2 people in my care that were both lobotomized. Like that.
Yeah.
I got stuck on a knock shift. So I was reading charts and I was just bored. And I'm like, what? That's a thing? I was a baby back then. Like, I was in my early 20s and I didn't know that was even a practice.
Yeah.
And it was a practice within this person's lifetime.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about lack of resident rights, right? Yeah. If you want to go back to that time, you have to reverse everything that has been done and
undo everything, which also means like undo the work we've done within our school systems to bring all of these, a lot of these kiddos back into the classrooms and stop shoving them in closets.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not shoving people away.
No.
Out of sight, out of mind. And that's a practice.
No.
That was.
I don't want to go back to that for so many reasons, but like as it pertains to like the school, like the schools are so, like the kids within school are so absolutely accepting of individuals with different disability or different abilities that I just love it. Like in our day, like you would never have seen an individual with Down syndrome on the cheerleading squad. No, it would have been a joke. Yeah. In our day, like that is like awful. Yeah. And nowadays, these kids, it's just a normal Monday.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they have kiddos that are high stimming in their classrooms, and no one's like, look at the weirdo. Yeah. But that would have been when I was in school. And nowadays, it's like, cool, let's do it with him. We all because of him, we all get fidgets. Yay! Like, it's celebrated now, and like I don't want to go back to a day where we're raising kids that don't understand different abilities.
No, I would not. I don't want to live in them days. We've come a long way as a society. We can go a lot further, but we've come a long way.
And I do not want to go back because these kids that are going to come out of high school, they are like the most resourceful and they are the most accepting. They're not the kids that are going to stare. They're not the kids that are staring at disability anymore. No. These are kids that are engaging it. Yep. I'm not going. I refuse. Like it's, having 2 little kids with autism, like knowing that they're going to come up through high school. And everyone, bullying can happen anywhere, but it's not going to be because they have a different ability. It's not going to be because of that. It's not because they're going to stim. It's not because they're quiet. It's not because they don't make eye contact. That's not going to be the reason. So I refuse. We're not doing it. We are not doing it.
Taking a stand.
Yeah.
We got
But it is scary because, like, even in business, we've said it so many times, like the attitude rolls downhill in management and you can completely destroy a team with the wrong attitude at the top. And that's what scares me the most about what he said is that is, if that's his attitude, who else has that? And how quickly is that going to roll downhill and start affecting policy? Because that just makes me think, if he said that out loud, what's next? What's next? Are we going to stop being able to be paid caregivers, family caregivers for our loved ones? Good luck to you. I mean, good luck to the government.
Can you imagine the advocates coming out of the woodwork?
They are. It's loud out there. It's loud.
Good. As they should be. Yep. Good.
Yep,
use your voice and speak up.
And speak loudly because there's so many adults and children that rely heavily on their families. Yeah. For their soul care. And for self-direction, most often than not, a family member is their backup plan. Yep. So sometimes they're paid and sometimes they're not paid. It depends on how their family is set up. But it's just not practical for someone to drop everything and provide round-the-clock care to somebody for free. And it's not that they wouldn't. Like I've said about my situation, I'm never going to let my son go without, even paid or unpaid. He's not going without. He's going to be cared for. Right. But if I have to take a day off for that, my family relies on my income to have the house that he also lives in. Right. It will dismantle so many things. It'll cause housing instability. It will cause families. I mean, it will bring more people to food share. Yep. Like all the families that are getting by right now will suddenly need food share, and the whole family might need Medicaid then, not just the kid with special or the adult with special needs. Like it's gonna cost more money in the long run.
It's a trickle effect.
It's a trickle effect. It's gonna affect everything. Yep. But that really freaked me out when I heard that, because I'm like, that means something else is brewing that I'm not aware of.
Well, and let's be honest, self-direction is more cost efficient.
So much more cost effective.
You look at rates in facilities and things like that. It's cost efficient. Come on.
24-hour care at the base rate right now of $16.32 an hour. I don't know the exact math, but just knowing what I see like on payroll when I'm reviewing is roughly like $3,200 a month. Yeah. You can't be in with the level of care that we're supporting. So we're talking like paraplegic, level 3 autism. Those individuals are going to be a high reimbursement rate in facility. Oh, yeah. And a lot of the individuals who require Hoyerless, they can't go to a CBRF anymore. When I was exiting CBRF world, they stopped taking people with Hoyers. So now we're pushing them into skilled nursing facilities. So we're talking like $10,000 a month. So like you can pay $3,000 for self-directed care or $10,000 in a skilled facility. Like,
and what I love is we have a couple individuals that are 24/7 behavioral. They would be a high rate 24/7 in a facility.
And they'd be one-on-one. A lot of them would be one-on-one.
A lot of them are two. They double staff, and it works. They're making it work. He's in his own home, a couple of them, in their own home with double staff. They have like a program manager. They run it like an adult family home, but it's not. It's his own home.
That's awesome. We have other member like that on my caseload.
Come on, that's amazing.
Yep, and it saves so much money.
Yeah.
So much money. Yeah. Like it's just wild. So,
and they get to experience having their own home.
And being in charge of something.
Their space.
Yep, it's their space, and they're comfortable, and they're not like always in fight or flight. Yeah. Because people with autism, they're not reacting and being aggressive for any other reason than they're responding to like a stimuli. So whether they're in pain, they're anxious, they don't understand something, they're not just aggressive. They're not dogs. They're not just aggressive by nature. They're responding to something. So when you put them in an AFH with 4 people and they're all pissing each other off, because that's what they'll do. They'll poke at each other. Yeah. And they'll be like, I'm going to jab you right there. Yeah. Then they're going to have really combative behaviors. But yeah, you put them in their own space, in their own bed, with their own blankets, their own environment, and their family can come and go as they please. Like, it works. Yeah.
Have somewhat of a parent-kid relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the part too, that when RFK was talking to, I'm like, every parent of an adult or a child with a disability, significant disability, we didn't sign up for this.
No.
Like doing guardianship for my son was probably the most devastating thing I've done as a parent so far. And like none of us signed up for this. Like we didn't want this. Like we aren't grateful for our disabled kids so that we can get a paycheck from them.
Right.
Good God.
I mean, come on.
Like for the life.
You're not going to live off of the paycheck anyways.
No. So that's just ridiculous. Like that, and just assuming that like this is the life that we chose for them.
Yeah. Like you signed up for this.
Yes. Yeah, so like none of us signed up for this. Like this was something that just is, and we're dealing with it the best that you can. Yeah. Yeah. That was. Yeah, and that our time isn't valuable also, like just like diminishing the time. It's just, your time, efforts, just, and most of like the event parents that we have on our caseload, they're 24 hours. You can't sleep. Yeah. So if your caregiver doesn't show up, it looks like you're pulling it up all nighter. I've never seen such exhaustion until we started doing the CLTS program. I've never seen such exhaustion in my entire life.
Yeah. Just trying to find any bit of relief, anything. Yeah. It's sad.
It's very sad. I wish that there was a way to like solve the caregiver crisis, but really, there's not, because that's just another broken system. Yeah, the caregivers are burned out. They've been badly abused for many, many, many years. As it pertains to Medicaid, we aren't going to come back from the days of COVID as far as like they realize that they are worth money.
Absolutely,
like
they're worth money.
Their efforts, their bodies are worth money.
Absolutely.
And they're no longer coming to the table for $11 an hour, and they never will. Even the most faithful caregivers, they're not going to break their bodies for $11 again.
No.
They're just not doing it. They're definitely not going to facility work for it.
I was happy when we saw the baseline going to 1632 for the most part.
And that's something that else that I would like to understand. Where did that come from?
Right.
And I did hear that it was a grant, which makes me believe it's going away. Or it can. It might not, but it could if the funding stopped. And again, that freaks me out because if it is in fact something that can disappear, we aren't able to go back. We will lose. It will disappear, and that's not just from SDS. That is also facility.
That was only on the family care side. Iris is still less,
which makes me think that it is somewhat of a grant then,
because the personal care code on the Iris side is higher. I think it was at 18 something, and then the supportive home care code. There's some that are still paying $13 to $15 an hour.
15 is kind of the norm that I see. But I've got a couple of 13s, and then I just learned yesterday that kind of the average respite is 16, 17. Okay. But I've seen it as low as 14.
Yeah. I have one code. So the 1632 was kind of across the board for the supportive home care code, the 5130, not the personal care, but they're mainly keeping it baseline. There was one I was going through job posts because I post all of the jobs on the website and I'm pulling them off of our job boards. And I had to reach out. I'm like, whose job is this? It was 9 something an hour. I'm like, all right, guys, come on. This is not okay. So
it was legit.
Being respectful, we have to reach, I'll reach out to the case manager and be like, hey, just a heads up. Yeah. You guys can do whatever you guys do. That's fine. Great, dandy. I'm going to provide a little bit of education and mentoring of, you're not finding somebody for $9 an hour. Not in today's world. I started as a CNA at 19 at $8.25 an hour. And that was a CNA in a nursing home, caring for 30 people. I get it's one-on-one care, but it's still 2026 for $9 an hour.
No, and it's just not realistic. And then with situations like that, but you're going to pay the support broker to advertise an unrealistic rate.
Right.
That just doesn't work. That's, talk about misappropriation of funds.
Oh my goodness. So there was a support broker agency, or they weren't doing a support broker yet. They wanted to get into support broker. So they reached out to me and said, would you be willing to have a conversation? And I remember this conversation. It was amazing. She was awesome. But she's the very first one, they were over. They had a little bit of overage. So they brought in a support broker to help them get back into budget. And she's like, instead of paying me, why not just give them the extra hours that they're over? And I'm like, well, it was amazing. It was, made you sit back and think
but kind of. So on the Iris side, you should be able to. Right? Because you're negotiating, right?
You're negotiating, but I get both sides.
I know.
Because of the fact that why are they over? So, and that's oftentimes why you're bringing in a support broker, is to help them understand, why are you over? Did something happen? Is it happening consistently? Because you have a budget and you have to stay within your budget. If you exhaust your budget, you're at risk of not paying your caregivers for the rest of your plan period without a new authorization. So I understand that point of it. But just her mentality of it was...
That's very similar to mine. Then just why not give them the money elsewhere?
Right. But there are people that just don't truly understand that they have to stay within certain hours or budget. Now, if it's for a legit reason, going back to the case team and being all right, the cares are taking longer, or this is the reason why, or there's a decline in health. What is the reason? Let's try to figure out and understand what is the reason before we go in guns a-blazing and being you're over budget, you need to cut hours, you need to do this. Let's get the understanding first and then work towards a plan to make it better.
Yeah, which I think in that, the way you said that is how it should always work. Seek to answer the question first before assuming that it's negligence or malicious
or fraud.
I think oftentimes with the people that we serve, it's either a lack of education, lack of understanding, or the need doesn't disappear.
No,
they have the need. If you have someone we had a gentleman who had to do a colon prep. Well, yeah, his needs are going to be different.
Yeah,
because he's going to need to be toileted a heck of a lot more. But that's not accounted for. So of course he's over budget and then being in trouble. It's
yeah.
But what do you do?
But as people age and progressively, their needs are going to get greater as well. So we have to
Yep.
take that into account.
Yep.
And with the screening, I imagine that's done annually. So
if they tell the truth.
if they tell the truth, that's
Not the screener,
the member.
The
yes.
members, because they're, like I said last week, it's not, those people are not coming to the table and being like, I need extra help toileting. They're
Yeah.
like, I'm good here.
Don't toot
I'm
your own
fine.
horn. This is
Mm-mm.
not the right place. And how many times have we told our one participant that? Don't.
Just stop bragging.
Right.
I have done so many like IEP meetings and all that with, because I have 2 kids before I got married. And so then when we had my two youngest with my now husband, I had to tell him, I'm like, that, because he would be like, but Jamie, she's really good at this during like when the screener, I'm like, we don't need to tell them all the things that she's really good at. That's not going to get her help.
No.
Like, we're here to highlight the things that are really, really hard right now.
Yes. Talk
Yeah.
about the struggles,
Like he
not
was
the strengths.
struggling with like, it feels like when you're doing those assessments, it feels like you're just like downgrading people.
Yeah.
And like I've adjusted to that and I've overcome that a little bit. But he was like, this is my baby. She's perfect in every single way possible. Like, and I'm like, I get it, but that's not how we get help. We don't get help by bragging about her and all the things that she can do really well 1% of the time. You know, we get the help when we really highlight the fact that we're struggling, like we're struggle busing. You know, with tantrums and stuff like that. And that's like with our members, it's like, this is just not the time.
No.
Not the time to say how you effectively cleaned your kitchen floor on your hands and knees. And we all know you shouldn't be down there.
Right. Yeah. God, she's amazing.
She really is.
She is amazing. She's going to be on here and I'm so excited. She is so excited about it. But yeah, how many times have we told her, stop bragging, stop tooting your own horn?
Yeah.
I'm wondering, are there keywords in these screening?
I would have to imagine at some point, especially now, I would have to imagine there's got to be some AI.
Like screening?
Yeah. Because I know a lot of the tools that are used to like equate to care hours, that is somewhat of an AI-ish processy. Like you enter this check mark and it equates to this much time in like 5130 or, you know, because I know like I've done a couple task assessments personally and then with our members, and I know those task assessments equal time, like they equal out to be your essentially your authorized hours. So I'd have to imagine like with the functional screening process, it's somewhat-ish.
And there's different levels. I had a screener call me once after they completed her screen because I wasn't there. And they said, oh, visually impaired. I said, no, blind.
As a bat, no eyeballs.
Like, prosthetic eyeballs, blind. So there's different and then I told her about that and she goes, visually impaired? Like, what? No. So and then she educated me. There's different levels, right? And she's blind. Like that should be in the screen is not visually impaired, but blind.
Yeah. It's different. Hard of hearing or deaf.
Yes.
Yeah. Hard of hearing, you can hear something. Yeah. Deaf is deaf. And that poor gal, she's hard of hearing also. So
she is.
Yeah. But like I want to highlight too, like we're not advocating fraud.
No.
We're advocating for telling the truth.
Yes.
The things that are hard for you in your home, tell somebody. Because the things that are hard, if you tell someone, you have a likelihood of getting help for those hard things in your home. Not saying like go into your functional screening and just be like, oh, woe is me. I cannot do it.
Right.
No. Tell the truth.
Yes.
Don't
the things
lie.
that you struggle with.
Yep. Yeah, this is not a time to be proud. This is a time to admit that you need help.
Yeah.
So you actually get the help. Because otherwise it looks like you're doing just fine out there.
And a lot of people, they are too proud to ask for help.
Yep.
You know, one in particular, she struggles with showers. She struggles with personal cares.
But she's not.
Is she going to ask for it?
Mm-hmm.
No, she is not.
No.
But we learn about it when we're in the home and we're doing interviews and we're talking about things.
Mm-hmm.
We hear about it.
And then you're like, but you're only authorized for 5130. So like you're housekeeping. But you need showers? Have you told your caseworker that?
No. So a lot of times we're reporting back like, hey, heads up. You know, and it pays to be in the environment, in their space where they're comfortable building that relationship because they do open up. They start to open up versus the first time where they're a little too proud to admit.
Yeah, I see it more so with the elderly, regardless of gender, and then like the younger men. But I think women in like the 40-year-old generation, they're a little bit more inclined to ask for help, but still not the men. I don't see that the men are like raising their hand for assistance.
Yeah.
But the elderly across the board, they're like, nope, good. I can shower. I may fall. I'm good. I'll get up.
Work.
Yep, I'll get up. I'll just wear my button. Actually, they won't wear their buttons either.
Oh yeah, One got stuck in the bathtub, and I said, "Where's your lifeline?" How long did he sit in there first? 3 hours. Great. Where's your lifeline? Oh, that?
It's not, I haven't charged it.
That? Oh, that's what that's for?
I had one of my new members, they're changing the technology. It's now a watch.
Okay.
And he doesn't love it.
But are you going to wear it in the shower?
I don't know. And it's also very bulky, and he doesn't love it. And like, I think he's able to press it, but I'm trying to remember what the big flaw with it was. I think he has CP. So I don't know that he can always get his good hand to access it. But also, I don't think it will call people. It only calls the lifeline doesn't call he can't answer on it. That's what it is.
Oh, so you have to be by the phone still.
Correct. That's what it was. It doesn't talk like the life alert box talks to you and it can hear you. This watch cannot. And yeah, he's not a big fan. I'm like, is that just kind of like what they're giving everyone now? And he's like, that's what they said. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, another system that doesn't make sense.
Well, they clearly didn't ask the disabled population.
Right.
Yeah, like what would you like to see help? And honestly, a watch isn't a bad idea for a lot of people, but it's big. It's bulky. Like, so it is cumbersome. So like if you are like a wheelchair user, I could see it getting caught like on the side of your chair when you're trying to use your toggle.
Sure.
Like it's big. And also if you have any swelling or paralysis, I could see that becoming an issue.
Yeah. Because what are most of them? Like a necklace?
Usually it's a lanyard.
Yeah.
I've seen the lanyard. I have seen like the watch, but the one that I am thinking of, it looked like a watch. But really, I've only seen I've seen a keychain. The keychain, the lanyard. And then we used to sell them at one of the home health companies that I worked at. And he would always put one like on a lanyard and tell them to hang it in their bathroom when you're on the ground that you can push it.
That's smart.
It is.
That's smart. I mean, you think of where your frequent falls are.
Bathroom.
That should definitely be where it's at. And if you're in the bathroom, in the shower, are you wearing your lifeline in the shower? Is it able to be worn in the shower?
You should be. The one that we sold that had a bounce detector on it, so if they hit the ground, if it felt a bounce, it would call. It would call for help. So if they fell and couldn't push it, they would call. That's a pretty cool one. But I don't know if it's always the same.
You know, that just triggered a light bulb in my head. There's so many technologies out there, technology companies, and like I need to reach out to one of them and see if they can come, because with the right resources and equipment, imagine how much more independent people can be. And there's so many. I love the technology where you have your stove that can turn off or has a sensor. It's been on for so long, it can be turned off. How much more independent we can allow people in their own homes.
Yeah, cooking is a big one. Like I just think my son, he's very intelligent and he's considered a level 2. So like he's verbal. He can do a lot of things, but he doesn't always do things the safest. He has a lot of executive functioning issues. And the kitchen is one of the most dangerous places for him. Okay. Because he wants to be independent and he can be, except the stove, fire. Like it's dangerous. And it's like the technology. So like I in one of the apartment complexes that I recently went into, they have an automatic extinguisher above the stoves now in their ADA apartments. So like if there were to become a fire, it like auto extinguishes it.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So like even something as silly and awesome as that, like that is so simple but awesome. Yeah. And then there's a family that I follow on social media, and this little guy or this adult has Down syndrome, and they have him in a little home, and the stovetop is a convectioner. So, and it's the kind that like it will heat up when you put a pot on it, but you can literally touch it right after. And it won't burn him. Yeah. I'm like, that is genius. Likewise, if you throw a towel on it, because we have a gas stove at home, and I'm like, oh, he's going to light a towel on fire, what just happened? And it's going to be an accident, but it can be because of autism. What happens next if there's a fire is the hard part. How quickly and how is he going to respond? Is he going to go to his bedroom and hide, or is he going to leave? We don't know. Yes. Because I know my kid, he's probably going to try to rescue all of our animals while the house is on fire before evacuating. So like those things are just really scary. But yeah, if you have the technology, you know, how awesome that would be. And fire alarms are in everyone's home.
Yes.
But like, it would be awesome if we could make it easier to get like heat detectors.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I'm surprised heat detectors are not required. They're not code.
They're not code.
They're code in commercial.
Are they?
Yeah. So at the coffee shop, I had to order a heat detector, not just a fire.
See, and I think that would
system.
be awesome. Like, it's all these little tiny things. And I'd asked about that when I met with my MCO the first time. I wanted to know what safety things could be offered for his room and his space, you know. And there's not a bunch. There's not, and even for my little kids, I have Simply Safe, so I have buzzers on all of my doors and all my windows. But that was not something that they seemed to think they could fund. You know, those little safety modifications that would go so far. That wasn't something that was really truly offered. So
who are they funded through? You have to pay for that?
Yeah,
as a family?
Yeah. So we pay for it right now. And
there has to be some resource out there.
And that's what I'm thinking. And if I do a little bit more research, I probably could figure it out. But yeah, there's like those little tiny mods that would just make people independent. And oh gosh, there's this one kiddo's home that we go into. These parents are just incredible. They somehow found some kind of an equipment so that this girl can start in her own bathtub. It's got a scald-free faucet. It's like a preset faucet. I'm like, I need to understand this better.
Yeah.
Because she can't burn herself. She can take as many baths as she wants to. She's completely independent. That's amazing. And she can't burn herself.
Little things like that. Little things you wouldn't even think of. So if you look at somebody and be like, what is the barrier? What is the barrier here where you need somebody just to run a bath and to come up with a solution like that?
Yep.
Imagine what kind of world this could be. Yeah. Come on.
Well, like, also, it kind of solves a lot of the time the need for a caregiver. Mm-hmm. Because like right now, if I were to travel, if we go camping, I need to make sure that one of my paid supports can be available to come over and make sure that Xavier's eating. Yeah. And that he's cooking and that he's safe and all the things. Mm-hmm. But if there was technology,
he could be more independent, which in the long run, it saves the government more money.
Exactly. So it's like,
they don't have to worry about fraud.
No, these are win-wins. Like the more, and the technology is there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Just got to find it. Just like any other resource, it's hidden.
Yep.
You have to find it. You have to figure out who's willing to fund it and pay for it.
And it's not cheap. And like, I think our participant that we talk about is probably the prime example because she's blind. Some of her equipment that she needs to replace is thousands.
Yes.
And I do not understand how there's not funding for it.
No. There's a lot of resources out there. Again, it's hidden. I don't understand why resources have to be so hidden in this industry. I'm sure it's in every industry, to be honest with you. But you just have to do digging. You have to do research, and you can't be afraid to ask questions. You can't be afraid to ask, will you help me? Yep. And that's where I think a lot of people just don't.
No. And that goes back to like kind of what we talked about last week as far as just not knowing. You don't have the words yet to ask for the help that you need.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. But then it just kind of gets to a point where you're like, well, I don't know what I'm asking for. And I found this thing and I need it funded.
Yeah.
And then the kind of going through the hoops and sometimes getting told no is just like, you just get so old hearing no all the time. And then having no solution.
Yeah.
Like it's being told, no, we can't fund that. Okay, what can you fund? Nothing. Okay, so I just continue to struggle. Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
We're so good at rambling.
I know. I feel like we stayed on task really well this time.
We did. Yeah. I feel like week after week, we're getting the hang of this.
I know. I chased far less squirrels this time. We're good.
I love it. Any goals for next week?
Oh, gosh. My goal every week is like to stay on top of things. And then at Friday, I'm like, well,
here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I tried.
Yep. We have a conference coming up in a couple weeks.
Yep. I'm very excited about that.
Our big CLTS conference in Stevens Point.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
I'm busy getting ready for that. I'm trying to get to the point where I'm not procrastinating. So
I do my best work at the final hour, though.
Me too. I can procrastinate these tasks for a whole month, and I can get it all done in a day.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how I did college.
What is that? There's a law out there that says, like if you give yourself 8 hours, it'll take you 8 hours. If you give yourself an hour, it'll take you an hour.
Yep.
I can feel that.
Yep.
Feel that to my bones.
Yep. For me, because I have ADHD, for me, it's creating the crisis that creates the dopamine that makes me really powerful in that situation. So for me, it's like my body like creates the crisis to get the chemical to do the thing, and then I can do the thing.
I feel that. You and I operate the same way. If it's not a crisis.
Yep. Then what are we doing? What are we doing?
I thrive off of it, to be honest with you.
I didn't know that about myself for a very long time. It wasn't until like I'm a psych major, so I did college and I was in the world a little bit. I had a whole mess of foster kids. My adult kids were getting older. And I'm like, so that in the hindsight, I'm like, holy crap. When things got quiet in my personal life, I created chaos. I had 5 dogs at one point.
Oh my goodness.
I had 4 dogs and 5 kids, and I was a single parent.
Oh my goodness.
And I just kept getting dogs. I'm like, what are you doing? In hindsight, looking back, I was creating chaos.
Yeah.
I needed dopamine.
That's why I'm always like, you guys have to settle me down, because I'm like, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here. No, you're an enabler.
I'm definitely your chief enabler.
Anytime I want to do something, I call you, because you're like, let's do it. Let's do it. You're like my partner in crime, and everyone else is like, I have so much going on right now.
I'm like, I got time.
But that's the best part of our team. Everybody jumps on. Everyone's like, well, that's what you want to do. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think that's why, I don't know, we grow as a company, because I just keep like, all right, well, I'm bored. Let's go, guys. Let's go to the next one.
We need to create some chaos.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly kind of what fell apart a little bit for us when we were seeing the big changes within company, was that we had a lot of people that just weren't willing to have an adventure. Like they didn't want the adventure. They wanted safety. And like, I've just never played life that way. You don't grow unless you go on adventures, and we just keep going on adventures. CLTS was an adventure. Yeah. No idea. I had no idea how fun it was going to be. Yeah. And here we are.
I love it.
Yeah. Like housing too. Yeah. Like that's an adventure. That's a whole freaking adventure. Yeah. Loving it. Like, this is fun. It would get boring if we were just comfortable.
We don't do boring. We don't do comfortable. I learned real fast I can't do boring.
Nope.
Anywhere. I just don't.
No, that's another thing in hindsight looking back. So I would job hop a lot. I would go from one CBRF to the next. I would clean up compliance. I would get everything staffed. I'd get everything good. And I'm like, I'm freaking bored. Yeah. I don't want to do this anymore. Next. So I would just go to the next dumpster fire, fix compliance until that just got old. And then here I am.
I think we got lucky. We got lucky. We have the team that's all for it, and keeps me in check as well. Yep.
We have a good balance. No one tells me no. As far as like, no, let's not try that. I think we have a good team right now that really wants to grow and succeed.
I agree. Awesome. On to the next.
Until next week. Who do we have next week? Anybody?
Yeah, we have Katie. She's going to talk about a personal experience.
Yay. Very cool. I'm excited. All right. Next week.